Hey guys, what's going on? Back with another video. I wanted to talk again about the Brad Pitt Easter egg in season 1 of Cold War. I'd made a video before, but it was more about maybe an Easter egg for the next Zombies map. But for this, I just want to talk about the actual Brad Pitt Easter egg itself. In the first one, I said that, it's probably hinting, or it could be hinting towards the next Zombies map, maybe being based off of World War Z, maybe the name, because the rumored name is supposed to be Firebase Z, so I thought maybe they'll put the whole like Z angle towards it. But for this, I just want to kind of show you what they've done in the past, and just the Easter egg itself. Like I said, again, more about the, well, I'll show you and I'll explain it as I go on. More the face value of the Easter egg, not so much going down the zombies road. Maybe it'll be more like a character-based Easter egg, not so much, zombies map. So before Cold War was released, Garcia was in the trailer, and he actually hinted toward what the map was going to be about. That's how I knew what everything was going to be about. And it hinted towards the movie that it was going to be loosely based on. It's actually based on a couple movies. Die Machine, the first zombies map on release. So in the trailer, you see Garcia. He has like a hood on and stuff like that. And I don't know what made me search Iron Man 2. Oh, I think I googled like particle accelerator movies, and it came up Iron Man 2. Then I made the connection, but I'm hoping, because he seems like one of the more cooler, hip, maybe like down and gritty in a way also characters in Cold War. So I kind of like his personality, and I think he has a couple funny catchphrases. Almost kind of reminds me somewhat of like The Rock when he was in wrestling. He had like these funny catchphrases, and the personality, like straightforward personality. So he was actually a hint to Tony Stark's character in Iron Man 2, which I thought was amazing. So I wanted to do the same thing, and I'm hoping that he's like one of our main. I know it's always going to be Weaver, and it's always going to be Samantha, but I kind of like his personality. I hope he's kind of like more the Richtofen in a way of this crew, whereas Weaver is more like the one who helps us, maybe like Maxis in some crazy kind of way. But I really like his personality. I think it'd be kind of like a funny Richtofen. Not so much over the top as Richtofen. I think that would be a little bit crazy. Sorry, of course that always happens. Because like I tell people, I record this stuff whenever I get a free second. So anyways, moving on. So as you see in the trailer, he's running and he has a hood on. That was actually a hint, and you can see the resemblance if you didn't see the first video that I made. It was a full breakdown of all Iron Man Easter eggs in the trailer, and that's how I knew what the map was going to be about, and particle accelerators and dark ether and stuff like that. So anyways, it was just a hint to that. So in his newest skin, it's called Street Smart, and again, like I mentioned it, you would have to have known the movie. And I remember the red leather jacket. I mean, if you're old enough and you remember that, I'm like, that red leather jacket looks so familiar. And then I don't know what made me Google um, Brad Pitt. I guess my memory is still that good because the movie came out in the early 2000s, I think. So the movie, again, like I mentioned, and here's the skin again. The movie is Fight Club, and I've been tiptoeing around it, But if you've seen the background, and I think I have another picture, he has a red leather jacket and kind of the blue flowery shirt. And again, it's supposed to be Brad Pitt's character. Now, for this, again, I'm just gonna talk more about his character role in Fight Club, not so much World War Z, because like again, like I said, you have to kind of think how Treyarch or Call of Duty or Activision thinks, and some stuff are called red herrings, where they misdirect you, and you might, all right, it's about Fight Club, that's it, end of Easter egg. But in other things, it could have been like more a hint towards zombies and stuff like that. I mean, the gun has like pirate looking uh, decorations on it, or drawings, I guess. And maybe it is gonna be like some type of island. I don't know, but again, I'm gonna talk more about just Fight Club, the main Easter egg, I guess, or more obvious Easter egg. Again, here's the outfit, and the movie was Fight Club. I probably should have written down what year, I think, for some reason, or it'll say it. Okay, so here's the actual outfit itself. I think he might change his undershirt, obviously, throughout the movie. Um, the jacket's always the same. Now, one little thing that you might want to take from this is the whole story about Mephistopheles. Maybe we are gonna go down that path again, or Satan, because in the movie, if you haven't seen it, actually you should see it. I don't want to ruin it, because if nobody figured out the Easter egg, that means they probably never saw the movie. But keep Mephistopheles in mind, or the devil, or Satan, whatever, and then go see the movie. And you can kind of also tell how the faces are kind of positioned uh, on the cover art or the poster. Again, here's the picture. So again, this is going to be more about just breaking down the movie itself, how maybe that'll hint towards what's coming, not necessarily going down the World War Z route like I did last time. So it says Fight Club is a 1999 American film directed by David Fincher and starring Brad Pitt. I'm gonna skip over the non-important part. Um, it's based off a 1996 novel by the same name by Chuck Palahniuk. Uh, so, anyways, Ed Norton is the actor. He plays the unnamed narrator. So that was another thing that came to mind with zombies. I know zombies, they call it the announcer, not necessarily the narrator. So I was thinking maybe that'll be something hinting towards who the narrator would be, or maybe Treyarch even just trolling, because everybody wants to know who the narrator or the announcer is in zombies. So I'm like, oh, maybe they did this just to kind of prank us in a way. But I don't think they would go that far, just to narrate. I mean, just to throw an Easter egg about the narrator. I think it might actually have a meaning, especially how Garcia's character, like I said, hinted towards the first map. Maybe Garcia's character is going to hint towards the second map. I do need to also look at other Brad Pitt's movies. Maybe that's another thing. Maybe Fight Club and maybe even World War Z might just be somewhat of like a ruse, let's say. Or again, like a red herring. Maybe I'll look at other Brad Pitt movies and see if there's anything that it could be hinted at. Okay, he's a narrator who is discontented with his white-collar job. He forms a fight club with soap salesman Tyler Durden, who is the actual red guy in the jacket, and Brad Pitt's character. That's why Pitt is in parentheses. He becomes embroiled in a relationship with him and a destitute woman, Maria Singer. The novel was optioned by Fox. I know they changed the script. I remember reading this ahead of time. To write so they hired Jim Unis to write the film adaptation. Fincher was selected because of his enthusiasm for the story. He developed the script with Uwais and sought screenwriting advice from the cast and other in the film industry. He and the cast compared the film to Rebel Without a Cause and The Graduate. Again, a lot of this probably doesn't fit into where we're going, so I'm going to kind of skip over. Studio executives did not like the film, and they restructured Fincher's intended marketing campaign to try and reduce anticipated losses. That was something that I read ahead of time, that the movie was going to be like anti-commercial, anti-corporation, and stuff like that. Fight Club failed to meet studios' expectations, and the box office received polarized reactions from critics. And it was controversial, I think. Well, I guess it was controversial because of the ending and stuff like that, and I don't know if it was necessarily about the marketing aspect of it, but I did end up reading that somewhere. So that was just a little bit of the backstory. So he's a narrator. He doesn't like his white collar job. He forms a fight club with the soap salesman Tyler Durden, and a relationship with a woman. The other stuff is just kind of more the making of the movie stuff. So here goes the plot of the actual story. That's why I was saying, like, maybe the narrator, maybe it's something about Garcia. I'm trying to just think of other angles or why they would have put the Brad Pitt character in Fight Club. I always think, I mean, and I mentioned this before, it's no surprise, or you should know, I hope, that Samantha Max's has multiple personalities. Multiple personality disorders. That was what the whole MPD was about, and what the initials MPD stands for, and stuff like that. Outside of the whole zombie story, so maybe they're hinting at her again, having like, maybe she really. See, that's the thing too. I have my doubts that if she's really even um a CIA agent, maybe she in her mind she thinks she is or something like that. I don't know. So, anyways, that's a whole other thing that I'll have to keep my eye on. The narrator um, is an automobile recall specialist, unfulfilled by his job and possessions, and suffers from chronic insomnia. To cure this, he attends support groups, posing as a sufferer of diseases. His bliss is disturbed when another imposter, Maria Singer, begins attending the same group. The two agree to split which groups they attend. I forget, I have to go watch the movie. On a flight home from a business trip, the narrator meets soap salesman Tyler Durden. The narrator returns home to find his apartment and all his belongings have been destroyed by an explosion. Disheartened by his material loss, he calls Tyler and they meet at a bar. Tyler tells him he is trapped by consumerism. So that was the controversy that the studio didn't like. In the parking lot, he asks the narrator to hit him. And this is where the kind of whole Fight Club thing starts. The narrator moves into Tyler's home, a large, dilapidated house in an industrial area. And they learn to fight in the basement. Maria overdoses on pills and telephones the narrator for help. He ignores her, but Tyler goes to her apartment to save her, after which they begin a sexual relationship, much to the narrator's irritation. Tyler warns the narrator never to talk to Maria about him. The narrator blackmails his boss for his company's assets to support the Fight Club and quits his job. More new members join Fight Club, including Robert Paulson, a man with testicular cancer, who the narrator had met in a support group. Tyler then recruits their members to a new anti-materialist, anti-corporate organization, Project Mayhem. Oh, so that's pretty cool. Does Mayhem fit into Black Ops? Where does Mayhem? Oh, there was an Operation Mayhem, wasn't there? Or DLC Mayhem, or something like that, I think. Project Mayhem. Without the narrator's involvement, the group engages in subversive acts of vandalism, increasingly troubling the narrator. After the narrator complains that Tyler has excluded him, Tyler reveals that he was the one who caused the explosion at the narrator's condo. When Paulson is killed by the police during a botched sabotage operation, the narrator tries to halt the project. He follows a paper trail to cities Tyler had visited, discovering Project Mayhem had spread throughout the country. In one city, the project member addresses the narrator as Mr. Durden. A project member addresses the narrator as Mr. Durden. Confused, the narrator calls Maria. Oh, is it Marla? Oh my god. Has it been Marla the whole time, or did they mess that up? I'm gonna go with Marla. Um, and discovers that she also believes he is Tyler. Tyler appears in his hotel room and reveals that they are dissociated personalities. The narrator assumed the personality of Tyler when he believed he was sleeping. So maybe that's the whole... What's that? The whole Alex Mason stuff came in Reznov. The narrator blacks out. When he returns to the house, he uncovers Tyler's plans to erase debt by destroying buildings that contain credit card. Yeah, back in the day when there were no computer records, I guess. Everything was paper. He apologizes to Marla and warns that she's in danger. With Tyler holding him at gunpoint on the floor, the narrator says that he and Tyler are the same person. The narrator is holding the gun. He fires it into his own mouth, shooting through the cheek. Tyler dies, and the narrator erases mentally projecting him. Project Mayhem members bring a kidnapped Marla to the building, holding hands, collapsing the building around him. Okay, so as you can see, I'm trying to figure out if anybody's gonna have multiple personalities, or like maybe being controlled by maybe Mephistopheles, because that's what the whole Mephistopheles thing is. It was never really a person. It was just kind of your evil mind playing tricks on yourself type deal. But at the bottom it shows the characters and stuff like that. That's pretty much it. Like I said, if you want to read up more about it, see the movie, you probably should, just in case if it's something that's going to come up in DLC 1. Anyways, I'll leave it at that. I'll see you guys later.